Well, Neale Bacon, how long have you been a ventriloquist?
Well, officially since I was 13. Been interested in it since I was about 5, but I took the mayor course when I was 13. But I had an advantage. The town I was living in at the time, there was a minister there using Vent in his ministry. But what he did was he ordered about 20 copies of the mayor course and taught it as a night school class. So you got the benefit of the mayor course, but you also got the benefit of actually having an instructor. So that was kind of handy.
Very cool. And who was this Vent?
His name was Reverend Ken Miller. He's unfortunately passed away, but Ken Miller worked all through northern British Columbia.
Okay. And what exactly got you interested in ventriloquism?
Well, we had a local kids show. As you know, those of us who grew up in the 60s, every market had their own local guy. Ours was a fellow by the name of Peter Ralston at a show called Pete's Place, which I watched all the time. And you could write into Peter's show, and he sort of had the peanut gallery idea that you could go down and watch them do the show. I was going to say film, but it was actually all done live back in those days. But you got to go down and watch them do the show, and I got hooked on watching him. He was a ventriloquist and a magician. Loved his show, loved his characters. And I met Peter again when I was in my 20s, when I first started performing again. And we just kind of hit it off, and Peter became my mentor, my teacher, and one of my best friends until he passed away in 2006.
That's great. That's great. So you benefited then from basically a gentleman who taught you Vent, and then also Peter. Not very many people get those mentors. What was it like learning from them? What kind of advice did they give you?
Well, Peter was an interesting guy because Peter would never give lessons. Peter considered that creating other ventriloquists creates competition, takes food off his own plate. Let's just say Peter was a thrifty fellow and didn't want to lose the shows. But if I went over to Peter's house on a Saturday afternoon, we would talk about show business. And he taught me everything from character development, script writing, through how to promote yourself and market yourself, and how to treat your fans. I learned some very valuable lessons from him that way. From Reverend Miller, I learned a lot about just, the basics and the techniques, but also because working in churches is one of the markets that I do, I learned a lot from him on that end, too, of how to write your routines, how to take a story that everybody knows out of the Bible, but find the humor in it to make it something that the people are going to want to listen to and learn from.